Inspired by fighter jets and Formula One legends, built with a desire to outdo Ferrari, specifically the 328 and later the 348. The Honda NSX is a mid-engined legend, 270 brake horsepower with a naturally aspirated 3-litre V6 engine, and only 495 were sold in the UK. It started its 15-year production run in 1990, making it a perfect addition for our cars that made the 90s series. In this episode, we met with Martin, who has an all-original 1991 Honda NSX in Formula Red.
Well, I've always been a bit of a Honda fan. When I heard in the mid-80s that Honda were in the throes of designing a real serious sports car, like a Ferrari Beta, that pricked most people's ears up, I think. It puts a smile on my face every time I go out in it. To have a 3-litre V6 VTEC just over your shoulder certainly puts a smile on my face.
NSX, new sports car experimental. The first production car to have an all-aluminium body, which was 200 kg lighter than steel, but it wasn't easy. In fact, Honda couldn't originally find a press capable of producing the car, so they built one themselves.
All-aluminium monocoque, titanium connecting rods, just way ahead of its time. The driving position is perfect. It's not cluttered. It's not overboard with instrumentation and unnecessary things. It's a purely functional, very much a driver's car. The visibility is incredible. They borrowed the idea of the actual visibility from the cockpit of an F-16 fighter. This is why the driving position is fairly forward. Tremendous visibility all round, and then we've got the long tail for speed stability, and it's just a fantastic car to drive. Puts a smile on your face every time.
In 1989, the Honda Integra XSI launched with VTEC, the first use of this technology. Of course, the Honda NSX had to have it too.
The Honda VTEC engine was something that was very, very new at the time. 24-valve, transversely mounted, V6 3-litre with variable valve timing. Something pretty revolutionary at the time.
VTEC is a technology which allows the engine to have two different sets of camshafts, one tuned for the top of the rev range and one tuned for the bottom. VTEC switches between the two, improving power and efficiency all round with little to no drawback.
I think the VTEC really comes alive round about the 5,500 revs.
The car was refined by legends. None other than Ayrton Senna convinced Honda to stiffen the chassis by 50%.
Ayrton Senna did have some input there. He was very instrumental in the stiffening the chassis, stiffening the suspension, and he was more interested in getting the handling of the car right rather than out-and-out speed.
It should be noted that Japanese Formula One driver Satoru Nakajima played a huge role in the development of the NSX and was responsible for most of its on-track testing.
The handling and the road holding of the thing is amazing with this mid-engine, and the power and the weight ratio. It just feels right. It's an incredibly well-balanced car. This is not a car for keeping wrapped up in cotton wool, as it were. Well, I'm always eager to take it out at every opportunity, and certainly give it a go. And I think the car likes that.
It's an 8,000 RPM supercar that you can drive daily. It's got pop-up headlights, a timeless exterior. What's not to love?
This really, and it can be a good or a bad thing, but this is a car that anybody can drive. In its day it was called a supercar, but it wasn't temperamental. It didn't have any quirky handling. like a lot of the out-and-out sports cars. It's reliable, pretty unburstable, quite honestly.
What are your thoughts on the Honda NSX? Is it as good as it looks, or better? Let us know in the comments, and thanks for watching Influx, powered by Influx Insurance.